This post is from the subreddit Am I the A-hole, and it's by user SilentEarth3654. Am I the a-hole for being upset my boyfriend is buying his mother a more expensive gift? I, 18 female, have been with my boyfriend 20 for a year and some change. I would just like to say I'm not saying I hate his mother, we actually get along quite well. But recently, since the holidays are coming up, we were casually talking about gifts. I told him I would be getting his mom a necklace of a certain genre she likes. He has decided to get her these really expensive shoes. For a bit of context, we are going on a family trip and he had told me since he was going to pay for my ticket that I would unfortunately have to settle for a not so expensive Christmas gift since he wouldn't be able to afford it. I said sure, that was fine. But I also had offered to give him at least half of the money for the plane ticket, but he wouldn't let me no matter what. But now he can afford to buy his mother expensive shoes while the only thing he's getting me is pajamas? I'm not trying to sound rotten or spoiled, really. I just don't understand why I'm getting the short end of the stick when he had told me he wouldn't be able to afford anything crazy. He is also not one of those obsessed mommy's boys, though his mother is a bit like one. He has always defended me and has even threatened to move out of their home if they ever crossed any boundaries with me. I know they don't hate me because they have always supported me financially and emotionally. I am an orphan. So this is why this situation feels a little weird for me. I don't know if I'm allowed to feel this way or stay quiet and just suck it up. Well, OP, I think you are allowed to feel this way, but I don't think you should. And by this, I mean that you have the right to feel however you want about any situation. It doesn't make it right, though, like in this case. I don't think you sound completely spoiled or entitled, but you do sound a little bit ungrateful. I mean, considering what you mentioned in your last paragraph, that they support you financially and emotionally, which is very important, but particularly financially since you brought up money in this situation. Now, I do understand from your point of view that you did offer to give him back half of the money of the plane ticket, which he could have used to buy you a gift. Or not, I mean, a plane ticket is a big gift enough, I'd say, and yeah, that would be the gift to fly you over to the family trip or whatever, and then you get PJs. And then the gift for his mom, I don't think he necessarily has to be a mommy's boy to want to give his mom a nice gift. It's Christmas and he admittedly loves his mom, considering, again, how much they do for you, his girlfriend. I think it's a fair way, or at least it's a nice way to say, thank you, mom, for everything you've done for us. So when it comes to the judgment, yeah, OP, I think you're behaving like the a-hole in this situation. And what do you guys think about this whole thing? Do you agree with OP or do you see it more from the boyfriend's perspective? Let me know in the comment section, and now let's move on to the community comments to see what they said. The Road Infinite says, you're super young, so I get it. But yeah, you are the a-hole. She's his mom, and you say yourself that his parents have supported you financially. He wants to do something nice for the person who has supported him and is now helping support his girlfriend. He bought you a plane ticket so you wouldn't be financially burdened. He got you a Christmas gift. He sounds like a good guy with kind parents. You need to take a hard look at yourself and figure out why you believe his mom deserves less and you deserve more. And then get it together or you'll wreck this relationship. Bright Again says, I don't think you're being an a-hole here, but maybe a bit short-sighted and silly. I get wanting Christmas to be special and such, but honestly, maybe ask for a less expensive but a more thoughtful gift. Like, ask for something homemade and romantic. Unless it's really about the money for you, in which case, yeah, you're an a-hole. Honestly, I can't even recall most of what my husband has gotten me over the years. Some are visible around the home, some were terrible, some were lovely. In the scheme of things, this doesn't need to be a big deal. Lettercost 1331 says, girl, shut up. Succinct. And Ruth Barb says, you're equating money with love. You say his parents like you, and you mention they help you financially. Are you counting up all the dollars of your boyfriend's gifts and ranking them? And he's only known you a year. This is not healthy behavior. Maybe it's because you don't have parents and are looking for more from him, but it won't serve you well. Additional information from OP's comments. I think the only reason why I was hurt was because he meant it in general. This is why I have been paying for all of our groceries for the past few months, because I felt terrible and because he wouldn't let me pay for my plane ticket. I thought buying the groceries for a while would help him get back on track since he spent a lot on the ticket. However, I don't feel like I'm keeping score. I'm just a bit taken aback that the circumstances had changed and he did buy something expensive. I never mentioned that I wanted a more expensive gift. I am actually not materialistic. Gifts were something he and I had talked about before we got together. I grew up as an orphan. His parents are very well off, which is why he is also pretty well off. He doesn't get his mother a lot of things, which is why I was so shocked this year. Last year, he didn't get his mother anything since her husband had bought her everything she wanted, so she asked nothing from him. Now, considering what I just said, I had told him a great boundary for us would be only to give gifts on holidays, as I did not enjoy or was fond of the idea of splurging so much money. This boundary has worked great for us, and he and I constantly give each other letters or spend a lot of time together, and that is enough for the both of us. He has never lied to me before, and this is generally the first time he has, so it just felt so weird to me. I always believed financial stability is an important thing in a lot of couples, and since he and I were planning to continue and expand our relationship for a future together, we had opened the line of communication months ago. Actually, he opened the line of finances with me because he wants to build a future together and learn how to budget and save early on as a couple rather than separate, so we have prior experience. It just felt weird to me that he kept a big purchase like that from me. Also, I now understand the equating love to money thing, and it makes so much sense. Thank you to those who explained it, since I've never heard that expression before. I think that's where I must have gotten hurt subconsciously. A part of me might have felt like I wasn't worthy enough, or that I felt a little betrayed that he said he wasn't getting anyone anything expensive, but then got his mother something expensive. I see what you guys mean now. OP's edit. I thought I should make this clear since there was some miscommunication. The plane ticket isn't a Christmas gift. He got it for us for our anniversary in September. Yes, I have offered to pay for it multiple times. I am not spoiled and accepted it right away. But either way, judging from everyone's comments, it seems that I am the a-hole, so I will apologize to him and talk to him about everything. A lot of people have been asking what I bring to the table or what worth I have to be compared to his mother, which I don't think it's appropriate. If I were to make a list of things that I do for him and he does for me, would it actually be out of genuine love or would it be out of keeping score? I only brought up the groceries comment so people didn't think I actually just let him spend so much of that money. Also, just for a little buffer, a lot of people don't seem to understand why our relationship is the way it is, and to put it in simple terms, his family and I are close because of events we went through together that include when I was in a life-threatening accident, when our dog and cat passed away, when he was failing school and we all pulled together to push him through school, and finally, when my court trial proceedings started happening, his family was there to make me feel like I wasn't alone. Like I said, I've never disliked his family and our bond is practically unbreakable. I was never upset she got a better gift. She's done a lot for us. I was only upset because it is something we had talked about that he wouldn't go overboard with. The not getting any expensive Christmas gifts did not just apply to me, it was for everyone. In my eyes, him getting me the PJ seemed like a way to soften the blow of making the purchase without telling me, knowing he and I are trying to save for a future together. Okay, well, the community judged OP to be the a-hole, but then in the additional context and the edits, I think I got an understanding of what really happened, and it's not about the boyfriend buying something for the mom. From what I was able to piece together, because OP was kind of jumping all around, they had a conversation prior to all of this, where they wouldn't go overboard or go crazy buying expensive gifts for Christmas or such, because they're trying to save money for the future. Totally understandable. And apparently the boyfriend bought these expensive shoes for the mom without telling OP first, and then he told her later and she felt like he lied to her, which kind of sounds like he did. And that is why OP is upset with the boyfriend. Anyways, OP told us that since the community deemed her to be the a-hole, she was going to apologize to her boyfriend. So let's move on to the update to see how that went. But before that, if you're enjoying this video so far, please go ahead and click that like button, maybe leave a comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. And now let's move on with that update. I realized I didn't mention in the original post, but me and my boyfriend do live together, so when the original post went up, he was already asleep, so we didn't get the chance to talk about it till we woke up this morning to go to the gym. He did apologize to me for not communicating that he was going to go out of budget again with his mother's gift. He had explained that after buying my plane ticket, he was planning on not getting anything expensive for anyone. However, when the time came around, he was struggling to find something that lived up to his mother's taste, so he had to go a bit out of budget so she wouldn't be disappointed. He originally said he didn't want to get her anything, but since her husband got her this new bag she wanted at the beginning of the year, he didn't want to get her anything else for Christmas. So in return, my boyfriend felt bad and got her something since she kept calling him about how upset she was. I felt terrible and told him that I was sorry for being so upset. I just didn't understand why he had a sudden change of mindset. We both do agree that I should go to therapy a bit more, since the only reason why it affected me so much was that I did not have the capabilities to understand why his relationship with his mother was the way that it was. And we both agreed it was partially because I never had one with my own set of parents to understand. So I excused myself on behalf of that and agreed that just because I don't feel comfortable or understanding of something doesn't give me the right to assume things. He reminded me that I will always be his #1 priority and the first in line for everything, but that this time around was different because his dad decided to not step up to the plate for his mother, and he apologized for keeping this from me despite not having a reason to. As for me picking up the bill for groceries, he did notice and said he was grateful that I cared enough to make sure he didn't waste any more money, but a fear of having no money was the one feeling he could not share with me, and that issue alone was something that I had to work on. I do agree, we grew up two different ways, so I've always been the one to worry about the purchases we make and how we will be able to attain a comfortable future. So thank you to everyone who commented on the original post for humbling me, but also thank you for making me realize that just because I see things one way doesn't mean it is the only way to see them. Alright, well OP, I'm gonna call this growth and a happy ending, although I do think that the bigger issue here was that your boyfriend didn't tell you what he was planning to do, considering you guys had this conversation and he went off script. But sure, you can talk to your therapist regarding your boyfriend's relationship with his mother and how you could understand it better, but still, I think the bigger issue here was communication. Maybe that's just me. What do you guys think about that? In any case, OP and her boyfriend are okay and they're moving forward together, which is always a good thing. So here's wishing the best for you in the future, OP. Thank you so much for sharing and take care. And now let's move on to the next post that also has an update. This post is from the subreddit Relationships and it's by user CrazyJack24. I, female 26, have been having intense sexual dreams about my flatmate, male 29. I, female 26, have known my flatmate, male 29, for about 10 years. 8 months ago, we moved together as friends in a shared apartment. Lately, I have been having very intense sexual dreams about him. Additionally, I switched from the pill to a non-hormonal IUD, and this combination is making me very sexually frustrated. It's all I can think about all day long. I would love for something casual to happen, but I don't know if he would be down, and it would pretty surely ruin the long-term friendship we have. I hate this situation and I don't know who to talk to about it. How can I get over this? Well, OP, taking only the information that you've shared in your really short post, I would say no, don't try to sleep with your flatmate. It can only ruin your living situation apart from your 10-year friendship that you guys had. However, considering there might be some information missing here, my question would be, Do you like him? Like, would you see yourself dating him? Would you like to pursue a relationship with him? Because then that changes the whole thing. It wouldn't just be getting rid of the sexual frustration, but it would be a completely different game. And if you would like to pursue a relationship with your flatmate, I think you need to go about it a little bit more slowly, see where he's standing. Is he single? If not, then I'd suggest you back off. But if he is, well, then see how it could play out. Now, if your issue is purely sexual frustration, regardless of your flatmate, then yeah, out of bounds, don't even try. And maybe try a dating app or, I don't know, going out with friends and see if you meet somebody. And what do you guys think about OP's situation? How would you deal with this? Let me know in the comment section, and now let's move on to the community comments to see what they said. Tiporek says, with 10 years of friendship behind you two, I hope that you can have some serious conversations about a topic like this one. But the real point is your sexual frustration only targeted towards him, or any sexual partner can help you get better? Last question, is he single? And OP responds, yes, he is single, has been for almost a year. I know that he's not interested in one-night stands. The frustration used to be targeted at different people simultaneously up until a couple of weeks ago, but lately he's the only one I've been craving. For the last 10 years of friendship, it was more that we have both been part of a very close clique. However, I just recently started seeing him differently. Of course, we have gotten a lot closer since moving in together. Dr. Not Amused says, you could try seeking a casual arrangement elsewhere, so to check if you want him or if it's just a good old being horny situation. And OP responds, my rational side tells me to do that, but I haven't wanted to lose my chances with him by doing this. I know this is probably my best choice right now, but I'm having a hard time accepting it. Right now, I'd kind of rather wait it out and see if something might happen, but obviously it's not making me happy. Ray Dude says, oh, for God's sake, talk to him about it. If you've been buds for 10 years, you should be able to easily talk about this. Don't tell him about the dreams, but ask him if he's interested in being more than friends. Yes, it might be awkward. Yes, he might say no. And yes, after that, it might be a while before the awkwardness diminishes. But at least you'll know where he stands, what he wants, and you'll know if you need to look for an outlet elsewhere. And Deleted says, go date other people and have something casual with them. Seems your frustration isn't about your flatmate per se. Trying anything with them, especially since you live together, will only ruin your friendship. OP's update. We're going out tonight for cocktails with his brother. Let's see. Anyhow, I'm loving all the comments and they are very insightful for me. Thank you so much. And please keep them coming. This is a work in progress for me, no matter what ends up happening or not. Alright, well, from the community we got every single angle. Do it, don't do it, it can ruin your friendship, talk to him about it, you should have enough confidence. And OP did give us a few answers that sheds a little bit more light regarding this whole situation. So now it's time to move on to the update to see what OP ended up doing and how the story ends. I just wanted to give an update on the situation and maybe a bit more background on the situation. So I recently broke off my long-distance relationship of 4.5 years. For a long time, I had been coming to terms with the fact that I couldn't see a future together for the two of us, even though he had been talking about marriage and proposing for ages. There were many things happening in this relationship that added up and made me realize that it is not something I want to pursue forever. This relationship hadn't been doing it for me emotionally and sexually for quite some time. Now, my flatmate and I have been part of a close-knit clique for around 10 years. For 7 of those years, he had been in a relationship with another girl from the clique. It turned long distance quite some time ago and didn't work out. They broke it off at the beginning of this year. They talked about how they wanted to go forward from this and vowed to tell each other about potential new first partners. She has been sleeping around for some time and has not directly talked about it with him. After we went drinking and went home, we spent some time talking and the topic turned to my birth control, frustration and dreams. At one point, he told me to come over to his side of the sofa and asked me if I was talking about him. It was pretty surreal for both of us, I guess. Since then, we have been pretty much inseparable. I feel so happy at the moment, and he does too. We have also been doing a lot of talking and being honest with each other. He says he wants to hold off on sleeping together until he's sure he wants to pursue a relationship with me, because he doesn't want anything casual. Of course, at this point, it's too early to say if it will work out, but that's okay. I want to see where it goes, as I haven't been this genuinely happy in a long time, and I'm so glad he feels the same way. We're concerned about what the rest of the clique will say and how they will react once it gets out. Truly a sticky situation. I'm ready to see if it works out, and I'm ready to commit. I can sincerely say that he is not the reason I broke off my last relationship, but I can understand how it can seem that way. Of course, the way we worked together did show me many parts of my relationship that I was absolutely not happy about. Well, OP, at face value, it sounds like a happy update in the making. So I guess that all that there's left to say is, here's wishing you the best in the future. Hope things work out the way you want them to, and if they don't, I hope you still get to keep your friend. Take care, OP, and thank you for sharing. And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch it. Now, if you've gotten to this point in the video, I assume that you like these stories that I'm reading out. So here are a couple more that you might enjoy. And if you don't have any time to watch another story right now, save it for later. And also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.